Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the most jaw-dropping moments on sitcoms that we didn't see coming. We will only be considering live-action sitcoms for this list, so won't be reliving Fry's dog story. And a spoiler alert is definitely in order.
I will wait for you for 1,000 summers.
Number 50, Monica and Chandler in London. Friends. While most of the moments on this list are shocking in tragic or unbelievably sad ways, this one is the opposite. We were equal parts surprised and delighted when Monica appeared from underneath at Chandler's covers, and it sounds like we weren't the only ones feeling this way.
You think you knew I was here?
The people working behind the scenes on the show were shocked at the audience's reaction to Chandler and Monica getting together, and ended up putting them together as a real couple rather than just a one-night stand. Monica and Chandler surprised us, the audience, the producers, the writers, and even themselves. So it's clear that this moment deserves a spot on our list.
Could you not look?
I don't want to look.
Number 49, Jumping the Shark. Happy Days. Arthur Fonzarelli is synonymous with 50s-style sitcom, and it's still well known as a character to this day. However, one of his most infamous moments was not his best.
But you get your legs bit off by that shark. Don't you come running to me.
Even though it spawned a popular phrase in the world of television and film, we have to say it's unbelievable that Happy Days tried to pull this off. The Fonz water skis and jumps over a caged shark, wearing a leather jacket, we might add. And it's truly iconic in the worst, most bizarre way. Jumping the Shark now refers to moments where shows go too far to try and stay interesting and relevant, usually to their detriment. And we think it's a perfect analogy for this kind of stunt.
And I've skipped breakfast, so I'm off to Burger King.
Number 48, Barbara and Mark can't adopt Jessie. One day at a time. For anyone that has ever had to deal with struggles surrounding having children of their own, this episode is surely a relatable gut punch. Some couples choose the path of adoption, which is what happened with Barbara and Mark in One Day at a Time.
Mark, I'd like you to meet my friend Jessie Ruiz.
Hi, Jessie.
Hi.
Nice to meet you.
This is Mark's wife, Barbara.
Hi, Jessie. Hi.
They foster a boy named Jesse, but are devastated when they can't adopt him. It's truly an unexpected and heartbreaking turn of events for all characters involved, as audiences felt they were going to see these three become a happy family, but instead everyone ended up back where they started by the end of this storyline.
Oh, do you realize in just 3 short months we're going to be able to petition for adoption? If Jesse will have us.
Of course he'll have you.
Number 47, The Gun Threat, Family Matters. Although Family Matters doesn't shy away from harrowing subjects, this one hits hard as it's become more and more relevant through a modern lens. When Laura's jacket is stolen, the perpetrator, Tony, is soon arrested by Laura's dad. However, she later threatens Laura with a gun if she dares testify against her, and it's revealed that she also goes on to shoot another student who she tried to rob.
She's been shot. They wanted her shoes. God, Josie, you should have given them the stupid shoes.
It sparks many important discussions amongst Laura's family and friends about whether firearms do more harm than good, and we think this episode is definitely worth a rewatch. Number 46, The Concert, WKRP in Cincinnati. WKRP in Cincinnati is perhaps best known for its infamous Thanksgiving Day episode that featured turkeys falling from the sky. However, another of its most memorable episodes has a much more serious tone.
I was there when it happened, enjoying myself.
We all were.
After WKRP promotes a concert by The Who, viewers and characters alike are shocked and saddened when they learn that some concert goers died at the show because of a rush to get seats.
There was some reserved seating.
Mostly general admission. That's what they call festival seating.
That's what they call a stampede. And that's what happened.
This sparks an important and heavy conversation among the characters about promoting first-come, first-served seating. All of this is made even more devastating by the fact that this was a real-life event and tragedy that actually occurred in Cincinnati. Number 45, Jamie's Kiss, Mad About You. Throughout most of the show's run, Jamie and Paul have a truly enviable relationship. They're fun-loving and relatable, and although they encounter ups and downs in their marriage, for the most part they're solid and loyal to each other. So when Jamie kisses her co-worker in season 4, she surprises herself, her husband, and us. This isn't a storyline that is quickly resolved either. The fallout from her actions lasts several episodes as they both dissect and discuss their relationship, and it's clear that Paul is understandably devastated. It's a realistic look into a marriage on the rocks, and as shocked as everyone was by it, it ultimately made them stronger in the end.
What?
We're having trouble. You and I were having trouble.
I know.
Number 44, Robert stops a robbery. Everybody loves Raymond. We know that everybody loves Raymond, but we really do have a soft spot for his big brother Robert. He works as a police officer, and he gets understandably frustrated when Ray doesn't take his job seriously.
Got an emergency call, patching it through.
All right, emergency. You wanted action? Here we go.
His younger brother joins him on a ride-along, and what he sees stops him in his tracks. Robert has to stop a robbery and handle a gunman, while Ray watches on and hopes he doesn't have to witness anything tragic happen to his brother. Everything turns out fine in the end, but it's fair to say that Ray would hold his tongue when it comes to making fun of Robert's job in future seasons.
Got no friends?
It's all right, we'll give him a ride. Get him out of here.
I'll radio it in.
Come on, Ray, you can ride up front.
Number 43, Niles' surgery. Frasier. We've all been there. We feel a random pain that we panic about, but eventually we brush it off and assume it's nothing. When Niles Crane experiences a tooth pain, he considers it might be a sign for something bigger, and this is confirmed when his doctor gives him bad news. He's as surprised as anyone to learn that he's going to need open heart surgery.
Hospital is an interesting place, isn't it?
How so, Niles?
All roads lead to the hospital.
It's a whirlwind for him and his loved ones, and it's painful to watch Frasier, Daphne, and Martin waiting for his surgery to be finished. This show doesn't normally tackle such intense stories, but when they do, it really packs a punch.
He'll be out all night. Why don't you get something to eat?
I'll be here when you wake up.
Number 42, Beau and Dre separate. Blackish. This is one of the crossroads moments in marriage that is seldom talked about in real life or in fiction. It's not always one big moment that causes a separation. Sometimes it's lots of little things that add up over time, and the only thing that you can do is take some space.
You can never admit to not knowing anything because you have to know everything. Just like a few years ago.
Oh, you bring up old arguments.
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Is that a problem?
Yes, it's a problem, Drake, because I have no idea what we're fighting about.
And that's what we see with the Johnsons in Blackish. And when Beau moves out to try and give them a chance apart, it's a gut-wrenching and surprising turn in the series. They end up doing the work and coming back together for each other and for their family, but it's definitely a tough story arc to stomach.
How
the hell did we get here?
I don't know.
Number 41, Jill's hysterectomy. Home Improvement. Women's health issues are still a taboo topic at times, and that was even more the case when this show aired in 1990s. When the Taylor's matriarch starts experiencing health concerns that lead to her visiting her gynecologist, she learns that she needs to have a hysterectomy. It comes out of nowhere for her and her family, and it's difficult to watch her grapple with this news.
How do you think I feel? I've got this hideous thing growing inside me. I didn't even know it was there.
It not only means that she needs to undergo surgery, but it means she won't be able to have any more kids, and that is an incredibly difficult thing for her to accept. In the end, we see her kids and Tim shift into caregiver mode, and it's both endearing and distressing.
You told him? I can't believe it. I'm so... Tim, if I'd wanted my advisor to know about the hysterectomy, I would have told him. How could you do this to me?
Well, honey, don't bite.
Mother, please?
Number 40, James's death. Good times. When someone suddenly passes away, it's always a shock, but when it happens to someone before their time, it's painful in a way that's hard to describe. In this sitcom, when James dies in a car wreck right before the family is supposed to move to Mississippi, we see waves of shock and sadness overcome his wife and kids that last for many episodes.
We regret to inform you that your husband, James Evans, was killed in an automobile. Oh my God.
Some characters try to stay strong, others break down, but eventually everyone comes to terms with their grief. Who could forget Florida finally letting her emotions out in her kitchen after keeping it together for as long as she could?
Damn!
Devastating, real, and extremely shocking to say the least. Number 39, Father-Daughter Dance, Zoe's extraordinary playlist. Throughout season 1 of this show, we see Zoe try to come to terms with her father's illness as he progressively gets more unwell. But we get a pleasant surprise near the end of the season in the form of a father-daughter dance between Mitch and Zoe, in which they dance to I Lived.
Only you can know you gave it all you had.
The surprise in all of this is the fact that Mitch appears to be healthy, and even though it's a fantasy of Zoe's, it's amazing to see. The emotion shared between them is palpable, and it leaves us longing for a time when they could both be happy and healthy together.
Yeah, with every broken bone, I swear I lived.
It's not long after that her dad passes, making this moment even more special. Number 38, The Slip, The Mindy Project.
You just go for it, and yeah, sometimes you pay the price, but other times jackpot.
This is one show that rarely deals with troublesome or problematic topics, but this situation between Mindy and Danny is an exception. It's the third season of the show, and their romantic relationship is going strong. However, an awkward and uncomfortable moment happens while they're intimate that rattles Mindy.
Sometimes a guy just has to try something.
Danny claims to have slipped, but eventually he admits that wasn't the case, and it sparks an important conversation between them about consent and communication. It may be a situation that rings true to some viewers, so we're glad we got to see it play out in a respectful and understanding way between the two of them in the end.
We are. Just if you want to try something freaky, just run it by me first.
Yes, I promise.
Did you ever have sex in a hospital bed?
Number 37, Carrie's Loss, King of Queens. Usually some of the happier storylines on shows involve babies and pregnancies, but this one was a shock for so many sad reasons. First, Carrie and Doug find out they're expecting and excited, but ultimately unsure of how to feel about the situation.
I'm pregnant, and I'm terrified we're gonna be broke, and I love you, and we'll talk at home.
So, in the mood for a knish?
They process the news, Doug gets a second job to help lift the financial burden, and just as the couple accepts and anticipates this new chapter, Carrie experiences a loss.
So, are you okay?
It's a devastating turn, but it's also something that all too many couples can relate to, and Kevin James and Leah Remini play it perfectly. Number 36, Mac Comes Out. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Throughout this long-running sitcom, we see the gang in countless funny, awkward and cringe-worthy situations. Rarely do we see them deep dive into their own struggles and face them head-on, which is why we were pleasantly surprised when Mac comes out to his father.
I'm going to be a grandfather.
We will! Dad, you are going to be a grandfather! Daddy! Dad! Hey, Dad? Yeah, Dad. Oh, no, he had to go. The guards called him back.
Although he came out to his friends in a much more demure way, he decides to do an interpretive dance to show his father the battle and eventual acceptance he's had with his sexuality. It's a beautiful scene, and the fact that Mac's surrogate father Frank understands it makes it all the more powerful and meaningful.
Oh my God. I get it.
Number 35, Dr. Cox's Mistake, Scrubs. Scrubs is undoubtedly hilarious, but when it takes a turn for the serious, it punches us in the gut hard. This is the case when Dr. Cox's patient dies after he dismisses her, and he thinks she's taken her own life. He attempts to remedy this and in turn make himself feel better about the situation by having her organs donated to various patients that need them.
I was obsessed with getting those organs.
You had to be. The fact is that those people were going to die in a number of hours, and you had to make a call. I would have made the same call.
Tragically, it turns out she actually died from rabies, which would eventually claim the lives of the transplant recipients as well. It's a tough reminder for Dr. Cox about the reality of his job, and watching him navigate through this while having to carry on in his career is something to behold.
The second you start blaming yourself for people's deaths, there's no coming back.
Yeah. You're right.
Number 34, Finale, Cheers. Cheers has to be one of the most impressive runs in television history, with 11 seasons under its belt, so the finale really had to deliver, and it did, but with some curveballs. The first big surprise is the return of Diane, and we know we'll finally get a conclusion to her and Sam's will they won't they storyline. The next surprise is them running away together, followed swiftly by the final surprise. They decide that ultimately they're not meant to be, and they finally part ways for good.
You know.
Yes.
I think we both know.
Sam embraces the fact that his true love is Cheers, and his chosen family that are regulars there. And in a not-so-surprising final act, life goes on at the beloved bar in Boston.
I'm the luckiest son of a bitch on earth.
Number 33, Cynthia's death, the facts of life. Although The Facts of Life is often remembered as a fairly innocuous teen sitcom, it did occasionally tackle some heavy topics. This episode starts off as a typical entry with Blair assuming she will naturally win the student council presidency. She is dismayed when she loses to a new girl, Cynthia, who develops a friendship with Tootie.
Cynthia's dead.
Don't say that. It's not true.
Things take a dark turn when Tootie soon discovers Cynthia unconscious in her room, and then an even darker one when Cynthia dies. The girls have to face up to the tragedy of a teenager taking her own life and how that affects each of them. Many viewers were shaken as well.
It's okay to feel confused and frightened and insecure. We all do. And when you feel that way, oh God, please talk about it.
Number 32, Carlton and Will are robbed, the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. There have been a few moments on the show that have caught us off guard, and lots of these moments involve Will and Carlton. One that springs to mind is when Carlton took drugs from Will's locker. But for our money, the most shocking is when Will and Carlton are robbed at an ATM, and Will ends up in the hospital after getting shot.
I got some more in my wallet.
Take your hands out of your pockets! Take your hands out of your pockets!
As sad and dramatic as that was, we were even more surprised at Carlton's reaction, as he is visibly distraught and even gets a gun to try and defend himself in case anything happens again. It's a memorable moment shared between the two cousins, and seeing their stark reactions to the incident is powerful. Number 31, Lucy gives birth. I Love Lucy. Because of its place in sitcom history, many of the things I Love Lucy did were shocking, or at least surprising, because they were often the first to do it. When Lucille Ball got pregnant in real life, it was written into the show, and at the time they weren't even allowed to say the word pregnant on television. The episode in which Lucy has baby Ricky is a fun, heartfelt and unforgettable one, but the real life parallels are the most unbelievable part of all of this. Lucille Ball actually ended up giving birth the same day the episode aired, and she had a boy that she named after his father, just as her character did in the show. Number 30, Topanga's Professor, Boy Meets World. Corey Matthews didn't get into his first fight until college. Unfortunately for him, it turned out to be with his professor. A popular young professor is beloved because he doesn't uphold the professional boundary between himself and his students. But the need for that professional boundary becomes clear when he hits on Corey's fiancée, Topanga, in her dorm room.
We're adults. And, I'm telling you that I'd like to get to know you better. And that's what I'm gonna do.
The moment is profoundly uncomfortable. The scene and Corey's response is Boy Meets World at its most socially conscious and impactful.
He used his power and authority to take advantage of her, and he told me that there was nothing I could do and that he was never gonna stop.
Eventually, we get the pleasure of watching the professor get dressed down by Mr. Feeney himself. Number 29, Phil Hartman's death, NewsRadio.
Thank you for everything, Bill.
The tragic and horrifying murder of actor Phil Hartman was a blow to all of his colleagues, but when NewsRadio returned with its first episode afterward, it was a deeply unsettling tribute. His character, Bill McNeil, was written off the show, having died of a heart attack off-screen. The cast, though in character, seems to be processing their colleague's death in real time.
Farewell. Take care of each other, and I'll see you all when you get to wherever it is that I am now.
Needless to say, the jokes aren't as fast and furious as usual. Star Dave Foley and the rest of the cast are legitimately breaking down on camera in what feels like something like a televised funeral. Number 28, Susan's death, Seinfeld. The fact that George Costanza was getting married at all is probably shocking enough to make this list, but the way his fiancée Susan died is one of the show's most brilliant strokes of genius.
Off?
Famously cheap, George opts for a cheap glue to seal their wedding invitations. This choice ends up having tragic consequences for Susan, who George leaves to stuff and seal over almost 200 invitations. George was having second thoughts anyway, so in a twisted fashion, his cheapness saved him from nuptials. His friends' reactions really drive home the point that these people have always been, and will continue to be, the worst.
I'm
So sorry, George.
Yeah, me too.
Poor Lily.
Number 27, Chandler and Monica's Infertility. Friends. It's a testament to just how good this show is, that a topic as fraught and devastating as infertility can actually deliver some chuckles.
What is the big deal?
It's weird. You're in a doctor's office?
It's not okay to do it in a doctor's office, but it is okay to do it in a parked car behind a Taco Bell.
Friends usually kept things light, so when things get serious, it was always a noticeable change of pace. Chandler and Monica's struggle to have children got a funny but impactful and depressing punctuation mark in this season 9 episode. Struggling to conceive, the two see a fertility specialist. When they find out that they're unable to have biological children, it's a gut punch to both of them, and to all of us who watched them fall in love.
Well, we're gonna figure this out.
I know. Number 26, Raven confronts racism. That's So Raven. The Disney Channel was not exactly known for hard-hitting television about social issues, but That's So Raven took on racism and hiring discrimination in this season 3 episode. The psychic high schooler learns she doesn't get a job that she was perfect for, and a vision reveals that it's because the manager doesn't hire African American applicants.
There's gotta be some reason why you didn't get that job.
The truth is, I don't hire black people.
As far as Raven's visions go, it was definitely one of the most shocking. While the episode manages to wrap things up in a nice little bow, it's blunt but believable in a way that's true to life, yet still palatable for its young audience.
And there you have it. Shocking evidence of job discrimination right here in San Francisco.
Number 25, George attends a Klan meeting. The Jeffersons. Creator Norman Lear conceived George Jefferson as an African-American counterpart to Archie Bunker, so most of the Jeffersons had him being obtuse to the world around him. That might not have been clearer than when he was invited to attend a neighborhood watch meeting that soon turns out to be a front for the Ku Klux Klan. George is as taken aback as we are.
You're not joining anything. This happens to be a KKK meeting.
You bet it is. And everybody in here is proud to be part of the K what?
The meeting devolves into a near-public brawl before the leader has a heart attack. The leader's unrepentant racism, even after George saves his life, is just as shocking.
He saved my life?
Yeah.
You should have let me die.
Norman Lear shows never hesitated to go dark and real places, but this one was wild even for him. Number 24, Ellen comes out. Ellen. This coming out scene was a long time coming. Star Ellen DeGeneres had already come out of the closet in the major news publications, and her character's sexuality had become a running joke. But in this very special two-parter, which guest stars Oprah Winfrey and Laura Dern, Ellen Morgan's coming out is done in spectacular and bumbling fashion.
Yeah, I'm 35 years old. I'm so afraid to tell people. Susan, I'm gay.
She doesn't just announce it to Dern's character, but to the entire airport when it's picked up by the PA system. It's a celebratory scene and episode about self-actualization and courage, but the firestorm it caused was just as shocking as anything that happened on screen.
Nobody's ever ready. You can't just wait for America to be ready for things, and that's how we affect change.
Number 23, The Last Newhart. Newhart.
You're all crazy!
After 8 seasons, the show about a Vermont innkeeper came to a close with what might be the most surprising and hilarious "it was all a dream" endings in history. After being hit in the head by a golf ball, actor Bob Newhart wakes from a dream in the bedroom set of his previous sitcom, The Bob Newhart Show. And next to Newhart is his wife from that show, Emily, played by actress Suzanne Plachette.
All right, Bob. What is it?
I was an innkeeper in this crazy little town in Vermont.
Kept under wraps until the last minute, the revelation that all of Newhart was just a dream of his previous character was a huge hit with the viewers. Number 22, Selena frames Gary. Veep. By the end of this darkly funny political satire, Vice President Selina Meyer sells out virtually every virtue or value she ever had in order to claim the Oval Office for herself. But she was never more evil than when giving up the only person who truly had her back.
Anyway, listen, it's kind of important, actually.
Oh,
and
okay.
I would also say that it's not easy.
Okay.
It's kind of also not fair.
Gary, her faithful bagman, bore the brunt of her cruelty through all 7 seasons, and would have continued to happily take her abuse. But when embezzlement and corruption charges knocked at Selina's door, she framed Gary and gave him up to the FBI. The confused Gary is arrested during her victory speech, and it drives home just how morally bankrupt she is.
There is no one who has sacrificed more than me.
Number 21, Sophia's Friend in Need, The Golden Girls. Dorothy, Rose, Blanche, and Sophia were never afraid to have difficult conversations. One of the show's most powerful episodes, which sees Rose Nyland having a HIV scare, was aired when the topic was still incredibly taboo.
AIDS is not a bad person's disease, Rose. It is not God punishing people for their sins. You're right, Blanche.
This episode from the same season is even more shocking. Sophia's ailing and elderly friend Martha asks her to be alongside her when Martha ends her own life. A conflicted Sophia ultimately decides to be there for her friend.
You will hold my hand.
Sure I will.
I'm so glad I don't have to go alone.
It was rare to see Sophia Petrillo shed a tear, but this episode has what is easily one of the show's most heart-tugging endings. Number 20, Jodie's Overdose. Mum. This sitcom uses humour to discuss the tough subject of substance use disorder. In season 3, Christy and her friends from Alcoholics Anonymous meet teenager Jodie.
And it's easier for older people. Your party days are kind of over. Ouch. We still have fun. How? This.
Way to sell it.
Over the season, Christy becomes her sponsor and helps get her back on her feet. However, Jodie begins dating someone who's only just gotten clean. In the episode Diabetic Lesbians and a Blushing Bride, Christy receives a devastating phone call that Jodie overdosed and did not survive.
She was fine at the party. How did this happen?
All I know is they found her in the bathroom at her apartment.
After the final scene, Anna Faris, Alison Janney, and a real-life doctor appeared in a public service announcement to discuss the severity of substance use disorder.
Today, 120 people will die from a drug overdose. Behind these numbers are families who need our compassion and help.
Because addiction is not a moral failing, it's a chronic illness.
Number 19, Jessie takes caffeine pills. Saved by the Bell. It found a new life as a meme on the internet, but Jessie's breakdown on Saved by the Bell is no laughing matter. Played by Elizabeth Berkley, Jessie Spano feels the mounting pressure of being Bayside High School's most studious go-getter. To help cope with stress, she takes caffeine pills, and soon the quick fix turns into a substance use disorder.
Jessie, those pills are dangerous.
Yeah, well, so's geometry.
You told me you were gonna stop taking them.
I need them to stay awake and study, okay?
No, it's not okay. Jessie, I'm worried about you. Give me the pills.
Mind your business.
Between the pressure of her academics and the added demands of the upcoming talent show, she soon unravels in the arms of her friend Zach Morris, singing and pleading for help. A departure from the Bell's lighter fare, the episode stands out as a frank portrayal of adolescent stress.
Gotta learn that it's okay if I'm not the best at everything.
Hey, I already learned that.
Number 18, Greg's car accident. Family ties. Throughout the 1980s, very special episodes became a popular way for sitcoms to discuss serious subject matters. In the 5th season of Family Ties, the show dedicated a 2-part arc to explore the topic of grief.
That's meaningless. That's meaningless. Look, I mean, what's the use of busting my tail to try and build a future for myself? I mean, maybe I don't have a future. I mean, look what happened to you.
After learning that a longtime friend of Alex's, Greg, has died in a car accident, the Keaton family comes together to mourn. However, Alex understandably has a difficult time dealing with it. He feels a mixture of anger and guilt, as he was actually supposed to be in the car with Greg.
I want answers, okay? Because I can't go on like this. Why am I alive? Why am I alive? Why am I alive?
The second half takes place in an empty space while Alex talks to an unseen therapist. It's a theatrical approach that effectively allows the story's emotions to take center stage.
I can take his sense of humor and his energy and his warmth, and I can make it my own.
Number 17, Rosario's death. Will and Grace.
Okay, Rosie, you got some nerve not showing up for work. You better be in the hospital.
During the original run of Will and Grace, Rosario, played by Shelley Morrison, became a fan favourite. However, Morrison declined to reprise her role for the revival, as she had retired from acting. 6 episodes into the revival, the character was killed off, dying from a heart attack off screen.
Gone? Where'd she go this time? Underground maids fight club that I don't know about?
Karen, I don't think you understand.
I understand, Grace.
Rosario's former employer and friend, Karen, honours her by fulfilling a promise to throw her a belated quinceañera. As Karen, actress Megan Mullally delivers a truly moving and poignant speech that pays tribute to a beloved figure.
She was my best friend. You were my everything. Rosario Yolanda Salazar.
Number 16, Laura faces racism. Family Matters. In the second season of Family Matters, the comedy depicts a disturbing episode about racism.
Oh my God.
Laura, what's wrong?
If you want Black history, go back to Africa.
Inspired by Black History Month, Laura organises an initiative to create a Black History class at her high school. Later, she and Steve find an unsettling note and racial slur on her locker. Tensions mount among the student body, and a hurt and exhausted Laura is ready to give up.
I realize you're having a hard time, but you've got to stand up for whatever you believe in, or things will never change.
After a conversation with Mother Winslow, she continues her crusade, and the school backs her idea for a class. While the episode has a positive ending, the story is rooted in a reality that the Black community continues to face, making it equally as relevant as when it first aired.
Grandma.
Yes, honey?
You were right. One person can make a difference.
Oh, sweetheart.
Number 15, Sandy's drunk driving. Growing pains.
Carol?
Hi.
Hi. You'll forgive me if I don't get up.
Matthew Perry joined the Growing Pains cast in 1989 as the recurring character Sandy, Carol's college boyfriend. In the episode Second Chance, he invites her to attend a luncheon, but their plans go awry when he gets into a car accident after a night of drinking. While visiting him in the hospital, Carol learns that he has pending charges for driving under the influence, but other than that, seems relatively unscathed.
You ever kissed a guy with tubes up his nose before?
Up his nose? No.
Careful, they're monitoring my heart rate.
By the time she gets home, though, things turn tragic as she learns that Sandy has died from internal bleeding. It's a shocking twist that cuts deep, reminding viewers to drive responsibly.
This isn't fair! What happened to his second chance?
Number 14, Penny's Abuse. Good Times. In the 1970s, audiences could always rely on Good Times for non-stop laughs. But even the most comedy-driven shows can feature moments of deep seriousness.
Penny, why did you tell us you didn't have a mommy?
Oh, I was just pretending.
In season 5 through 6, viewers welcomed the character of Penny Gordon Woods, a sweet, smiley, and kind pre-teen. She came from a difficult home situation, including a physically abusive mother who forced her to run away from home.
Why don't we have a little dinner? Then you can tell us where you belong, and then I could take you home. Would you like that?
Dinner? Uh-huh. Going home? Uh-uh.
The storyline was an eye-opening look into the realities of abuse. In the end, Willona adopts Penny, and they create the loving, supportive, and safe household that every child deserves.
I know we have so much to learn about each other, but I promise you, I love you more than any mother's ever loved a little girl.
Oh, Mama.
Number 13, Jackie's domestic violence. Roseanne. One of the things about Roseanne that made it stand out as a sitcom was that it never shied away from portraying reality.
Look, I'm all right, so don't go blowing this up into something it's not, okay?
What happened?
Nothing. Let's go eat.
No, we're not going to go anywhere till you tell me how you back down.
I told you I'm okay.
In the episode Crime and Punishment, the title character notices a behaviour change in her sister Jackie, who suddenly appears skittish and irritated. Upon finding bruises, Roseanne learns that she is being abused by her boyfriend, Fisher.
He told me a million times when he gets in a mood like that I should just walk away, and I didn't. I just kept pushing him and pushing him.
Don't say any more.
Outraged, Jackie's brother-in-law, Dan, assaults Fisher and ends up arrested. While that doesn't resolve matters, eventually, with Roseanne's support, Jackie is able to move on from the relationship.
Let's go.
You ever come near her again, you're going to have to deal with me. And I am way more dangerous than Dan. I got a loose meat restaurant. I know what to do with the body.
Number 12, John Ritter's passing. 8 Simple Rules.
Mom?
My keys. Where are my keys? Mom. Oh my God. Mom?
In 2003, the world was shocked by the news that television icon John Ritter had suddenly passed away. As his fans and peers mourned his untimely loss, producers of his sitcom 8 Simple Rules were faced with the difficult task of addressing his death. After a hiatus, the show returned with an episode titled Goodbye. It was revealed that Ritter's character, Paul Hennessy, had also died suddenly.
It's just so unfair.
Honey, nobody said life was fair.
God, I know that. I know that life isn't fair, but nobody told me it was going to be this cruel.
Viewers were glued to their screens as they watched as both the characters and actors navigated the loss. As the series continued, new faces like James Garner and David Spade joined the production, helping bring comfort, warmth, and laughs to both the cast and the audience.
Everybody looks great. Just gonna push the button. Here we go.
Come on.
Everybody smile.
Number 11, Howard's mum's death. The Big Bang Theory. Although her face never actually appeared on screen, Debbie Wolowitz left a big impression on The Big Bang Theory.
Where are you?
I'm in the toilet!
So, how'd it go?
Too soon to say. I'm not done yet.
Featured only through her distinct voice, Howard's mum could be overprotective, overbearing, and just plain over the top. Always well intended, her mothering ways were missed when she passed away in season 8.
Ma took a nap. She never woke up.
After receiving a phone call from his aunt, Howard grieves her passing with the support and love of his friends. The character's departure occurred a few months after the actress who portrayed her, Carol Ann Susie, died in 2014. In honour of their legacies, a photograph of Susie was hung on Sheldon and Leonard's fridge.
To Mrs. Wolowitz, loving mother, to all of us. We'll miss you.
Number 10, Rebecca's Rock Bottom, Crazy Ex-Girlfriend. Despite its cheery exterior, Crazy Ex-Girlfriend goes to some dark places. It was often praised for depicting protagonist Rebecca Bunch's struggles in an honest way.
But you can get off the plane in LA and buy a new ticket.
True. Yeah. The thing is, I'm just too tired to buy things or do things or get things or say things or face things.
In season 3, she finds herself at an all-time low. After escaping her life in West Covina, she seeks comfort from her mother Naomi in New York. Their relationship gets extremely strained when it's revealed that the mother's been sneaking medication into her daughter's system.
Of course you didn't change. The only reason I was feeling better is because you gave me these drugs that blitzed me out and made my ears buzz.
In the wake of this betrayal, Rebecca attempts to overdose by swallowing a handful of the leftover meds. She quickly realizes the severity of her situation and gets a flight attendant's attention before it's too late. The episode marked a major turning point in the series and promoted the importance of asking for help.
I'm aware mental illness is stigmatized, but the stigma is worth it if I realized who I'm meant to be, armed with my diagnosis.
Number 9, Ben's death. Scrubs.
Ben, you have leukemia.
That sucks.
Cox's brother-in-law Ben was treated for leukemia in the first season. When he returns in season 3, he defends JD when a patient passes away on his watch.
20 minutes after you left, he went into cardiac arrest. We tried to resuscitate him, but there was nothing we could do. I'm sorry.
This stance angers Cox throughout the episode, but Ben is able to push the cranky doctor towards a place of forgiveness. But by the time he's ready to move on, Cox realizes that the patient that passed away was Ben.
You have to forgive yourself for everything that went down the other day.
You're so annoying.
Yeah.
It turns out that the doctor had been hallucinating that his brother-in-law was around after his death. The episode ends at the funeral. The emotional and jarring plot twist still hurts the hearts of fans decades later. Number 8, Terry's racial profiling. Brooklyn Nine-Nine. As the Black Lives Matter movement became the subject of more and more headlines, Brooklyn Nine-Nine had some tough conversations to confront.
Look, 9 out of 10 times I get called to that neighborhood, it's about a guy that looks like you.
Were you responding to a call?
No, you're missing the point.
No, you're missing the point. I just want you to admit you only stopped me because I'm black.
The comedy, which follows the misadventures of a New York City precinct, could not ignore the topic of policing and racism. They tackled the issue head-on by including a plot point where the black officer Terry is racially profiled by a fellow cop.
Listen.
Whoa, you need to lower your voice.
Lower my voice?
No, put your hands on your head, turn around, don't make any sudden movements.
I didn't do anything. Also,
Keep talking, see what happens next, huh?
He spends the episode trying to decide whether or not to file a complaint, while also trying to manage the emotional toll of the incident. It's a heavy but vital storyline.
I wasn't a guy who lived in the neighborhood looking for his daughter's toy. I was a black man. A dangerous black man. That's all he could see. A threat.
In a time where awareness is spreading about policing, storylines like this are needed to cast light on the topic. Number 7, Mateo's deportation. Superstore. Superstore always places emphasis on the importance of fundamental issues. In one of the show's most paramount episodes, the big box retail store witnesses one of their own facing deportation.
I'm gonna miss working with you.
Sorry, relax. I'm gonna get out.
Yeah, but even if you do make it out, you can't come back now that they know.
Knowing that he does not have citizenship, sales associate Mateo lives in constant fear. His worst nightmare comes true when Cloud 9 is raided by ICE.
I think we're doing it right. You're doing it.
There you are. They know about you.
What?
They saw your picture. They know what you look like. We have to go now.
Okay, well, where do we go?
I don't know.
Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god.
His colleagues do everything in their power to hide and protect him, but in the end, he's found and taken away. The whole episode is heartbreaking because of how authentic it appears, as this is the reality for countless people across America.
The guards think all undocumented people are Latino, so they just keep yelling at me in Spanish, and I don't understand what you're saying. Just want to go home.
Number 6, Arnold and Mr. Horton. Different Strokes. In a chilling 2-part episode, Different Strokes featured one of the most disturbing storylines in sitcom history. The content was so heavy that it even included a content advisory read by show lead Conrad Bain. Titled The Bicycle Man, the arc followed the budding friendship between Arnold and Dudley and bicycle shop owner Mr. Horton.
Maybe it would be best if you didn't even mention, that you came back here and that I gave you all this ice cream before dinner. Why don't we just make it our little secret?
But it's soon too clear that the latter has sinister intentions for the young people he befriends. Fortunately, adults step in to aid their children through this difficult scenario.
Look, I'm sorry, Mr. Drummond. I'm just about to close up here. I've had a little problem.
Is this Horton? Yes, it is.
I think you've got a big problem, Mr. Horton.
Now, where's Dudley? Arnold told us that he was here.
Strokes received acclaim for handling the sensitive subject matter well, and was even credited with helping children identify inappropriate adult behaviour.
But you do have to be careful. Somebody wants you to do something that's wrong, or if they want you to lie to your parents, that is a person should not be trusted, no matter how good the reason they give you seems to be.
Number 5. Marshall's dad's death. How I Met Your Mother. Season 6 of How I Met Your Mother included the death of Marshall's father. After he and Lily spend the day at the fertility specialists, they both anticipate the worst.
And so Marshall told his parents everything.
And so now I'm just scared that we won't be able to give you a grandchild.
Oh, Marshall. We don't care about that one bit.
But they could never have guessed that their bad news would come from another source. The moment Marshall receives some positive information about fertility, Lily arrives to tell him that his dad has suffered a fatal heart attack.
Something's happened. Your father, he had a heart attack. He didn't make it.
Jason Segel and Alison Hannigan improvised the moment and shot the heartbreaking scene in just one take. Not only did this shock fans, but also Segel as well. In the end, this approach led to one of the saddest moments in the entire show.
I'm not ready for this.
Number 4. Will's dad leaves. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Despite spending over a decade apart, Will's father Lou unexpectedly returned in a season 4 episode of The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Uncle Phil immediately has his reservations about whether or not Lou will stick around.
Will is not a coat that you hang in the closet, then pick it up when you're ready to wear it. His life goes on. He's not supposed to be here for you. You're supposed to be here for him. You get off my back!
However, Will and Lou make plans to venture out on a road trip and mend their relationship. But the disappearing dad decides to abandon the plan and his son at the last moment.
I'm glad you're here. Some business came up I gotta handle. So we're gonna have to put our trip on hold. You understand?
A distraught and rightfully hurt Will launches into an incredibly emotional monologue before breaking down in front of his uncle. It's a powerful moment made even stronger by both Will Smith's and the late James Avery's incredible acting.
How come you don't want me, man?
Number 3. Maude's pregnancy. Maude. Split into a two-parter, the Norman Lear comedy Maude addressed a critical topic in its very first season. When the title character discovers she is pregnant at 47 years old, she has to decide what to do.
Oh, there's a doctor. He told me that.
It's all right. It's all right. Just tell me, Walter, that I'm doing the right thing, not having the baby.
She ultimately decides that getting an abortion is the right thing to do. Since such a topic was rarely discussed in mainstream media at the time, the subject matter received backlash.
I think it would be wrong to have a child at our age.
Oh, so do I, Walter. Oh, Walter, so do I.
Some stations even decided to forgo airing the episode altogether. Lear stood by the storyline and offered an honest depiction of a topic that is far too often kept in the dark.
For you, Maude, for me. In the privacy of our own lives, you're doing the right thing.
Number 2. Plane crash. MASH. For over a decade, MASH perfectly towed the line between comedy and drama. Situated during the Korean War at a military hospital, the show did not shy away from levity.
So long, Hawk. I'm afraid just a handshake won't do it, Henry.
One of the legendary series' most challenging moments hit audiences with an unforgettable gut punch. After Colonel Blake receives his discharge, we watch a bittersweet send-off.
You behave yourself or I'm gonna come back and kick your butt.
Things take a heart-aching turn when Radar delivers horrifying news. Apparently, Blake's plane crashed and he did not survive.
Lieutenant Colonel Henry Blake's plane was shot down over the Sea of Japan.
The moment stands the test of time as one of the most brutal revelations in the history of American television, along with Hawkeye's in the last episode.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. Edith's 50th birthday, all in the family.
Hiya, my name is Detective Lambert. I'm with the police department. I'd like to ask you a couple questions if I could.
Oh, sure. Come on in.
Norman Lear's most famous sitcom tackled difficult subject matter from the start, including devastating season 1 episode where Gloria Bunker suffers a miscarriage. But this 2-part episode from the show's 8th season took it to the next level, as a man posing as a police officer tricks his way into the home and holds Edith hostage. Though she is able to get away before things go too far, it's a disturbing and heartbreaking hour of television. Edith Bunker felt like everyone's mum, so to watch her fall victim to a home invasion on her birthday was a harrowing exercise in suspense we rarely see on a sitcom.
Just get rid of her, you hear? Get rid of her.
Sybil, I gotta go. No, I'm all right. I'm just rushing around. I got a lot to do before the party.
Which unexpected sitcom moment stuck with you after the credits rolled? Let us know in the comments.